International Glass Man. Real Spitters TV, Real Spitters Radio, RealSpitters.com. Holla at your boy. I had the opportunity to view the Big K Adi Boom battle for myself and hear and see for myself. Okay. Let's go with the angles. Let's go with the angles. And let's keep it a buck here. Let's keep it a buck here. How many people really, literally, in battle rap is definitely authentic in the shit they spitting? How many people? We just witnessed a situation with Tay-Rock getting robbed for his chains. His street credibility was white clean right there. You got robbed, niggas is on lives. Is on lives. With the chains, throwing them in the garbage, showing they fake, all that. Under them circumstances, can he come back to battle rap? That's an angle every time somebody goes up against him. Clearly, you're buns. Clearly, that showed you are buns. You can't talk nothing tough. Nothing tough. There's nothing tough you can say in that instance anymore. How could you possibly? And kind of find out you wasn't even robbed at gunpoint. You was robbed at Debo point. I'm going to spend Craig's money. My grandmama gave me that chain. Same instance. How do you come back from that? And the fact that you got a tranny saying you in his inbox. How do you come back from that? But yet you still let these guys spit all that tough gun ball, gun titles, and we know it's not a fact. But you still want to hear him rap. Just like with the situation with Alpo. Everybody say Alpo's a rap. But we know Alpo's a murderer too. Will murder you. Who's going to run up on him? He told, yeah. But he done murdered a few niggas too. And it's a lot of murderers who snitching. To be perfectly honest, it's a lot of dudes gun clapping, snitching. To be perfectly honest. So can somebody come back from a statement being made? Okay, then let's look at this. It's two people in the case of Adi Boom who gave up information. The one thing Adi Boom should be looking at is this. Okay, even if I gave up a statement, the statement was already made. Because now, who told first? Mr. Green or the other gentleman? Who told first? See, because if he had already told, and now they come at Boom, letting them know, yo, dude already told us you did X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. We don't know who told first. And because right now we're only looking at David Green's statement, that's all that's worded. What about the other cat's statement? We only looking at David Green's statement. What about the other cat's statement? That's what Adi Boom should be getting. That cat statement. What did he say? Because now we'll know why Adi Boom said what he said. But because Adi Boom is the profile, big profile name, and we don't know the reason for dude sitting behind bars still wanting to throw him under the bus, What is he looking for? What does he expect to gain out of it? What does he want? You know, it's a lot of ways to look at that. Okay, but anyway, he gave up a statement. Okay, got 5 years. He did 5 years. One got 17, one got 13. Let's consider the fact now, as I stated before. Let's look at each individual's rap sheet. Then we'll know why the sentences was handed down the way they were. Because if everybody, first felony conviction, everybody would have came off 5 years or under. But because 17 and 13 have extensive criminal records, that's why 17 and 13 got what they got. And should have been smart enough to know we got caught 5 blocks away. We damn near dead to right. Cop out. Genius. How stupid could you be? And then, as I stated before in another video, me knowing that I stand to lose more than a couple of other people that may be around me, that shouldn't be around me anyway, I should honestly give them a way out. If I'm a real nigga, a real nigga gonna look at it and go, look, listen, damn, I'm gonna get about 50 years for this shit anyway. You niggas got an opportunity to go home. Unless I'm a creep, I want everybody to get 50 years with me. But if I'm a real nigga, I'm gonna say, you know what? Get the best offers y'all can get, man. Because y'all ain't in the same situation I'm in. Y'all not in the same situation I'm in. So let's look at who's really gangster here. Let's look at who's really gangster here. And now, as far as rap, I stated this before too. Those people who started out making music wasn't really street dudes, man. Weren't really street dudes. These was dudes who sat around, played music, and they had things going on in their lives that they wasn't in the street. A lot of them dudes was college educated. A lot of them was college educated, man. A lot of them. The street dude didn't get involved until they seen that, oh, sweat, there's a way to get out the street. Hello. They come few far between later on. And believe me, they're not talking about none of the shit they did. They're not talking about none of the shit they did. They're talking about everything other than basically what they did. Selling drugs, I sold some drugs too. Who didn't? Who didn't do a petty ass robbery here and there? We do what we do in the urban community survive. And just so for me, I was never lucky enough to get away with anything. I always wound up in jail. But that's a horse of a different color. Anyway, I'm saying is this. At what point do we look at artistic as opposed to setting myself up for an indictment? Let's keep it creative, keep it honest, and not be dumb about it. Honestly. And then at that, I'm looking at the situation like this. Okay, we understand how we deal with our people who are wrong. We deal with it. But I'm not going to let no outsider deal with it. Meaning Big K might have gave up the information, but I'm glad the crowd still reacted the way they did to Adi Boom's artistic side. I'm glad the crowd did that to let them know, you know what? As far as his bars, we still with him because his bars is up. We'll deal with the rat situation on the other note, but as far as creativity, he was more creative in the creative senses with his bars. But because your angle and your truth is what set the tone, is the only thing that got you to battle. Your angle and your truth is the only thing that won you the battle. Other than that, when it comes to bars and creativity, you got smoke, bro. Smoke. And since I've been watching you and I went back and I studied Big K, Sharon, all of them because of the Lord Jamar incident. I went back and studied all of them because, like I said, if you look at the views for K. Shine, Charlie Clips, Sue Surf, as opposed to your URL killers, Sharon, Pat Stay, they got a sense of humor, whereas the crowd responds to the humor. And they root for the underdog that used to get slapped around in school. Other than that, under any other circumstances, Big K, Sharon, none of them would be able to stand toe-to-toe in any brother's face and scream in their face without getting slapped. And that's the only reason why they're in battle rap. So they can get the opportunity to stand in brothers' face that they couldn't normally do that to and do that. That's the only reason why they're really there, if we want to be honest about it. Because under any other circumstance, you slap the shit out of one of them. Oh, excuse me, I keep cussing. But I'm keeping it a buck. Under any other circumstances, you would slap one of them dudes out and out for jumping in your grill like that. The only reason why they're there doing that is that's the only way they can get away with that. That's the only reason why they're there. Other than that, because what have they given you that honestly, like Lord Jamar say, who plays Eminem at their barbecue? What brother could honestly sit down and say they play an Eminem album at their family functions, their barbecues and stuff like that? What brother can honestly sit here and say that? You won't get. Count them on one hand. We're not going to take away from that. He has a way of putting words together and making it sound good that when you hear it on the radio, you'll bop to it. If you see a video, you'll bop to it. But how many of us can honestly say they have an Eminem CD in their collection of CDs? Because, we don't even buy CDs no more. But when you were purchasing CDs, how many of us can honestly say they have an Eminem CD in their collection? I guarantee that most of Eminem music comes through a K-Slade joint or something like that, some kind of mix or something like that. 9 times out of 10. It's not his album that you have in your collection. You have some songs, but they come through somebody else's mix. Guaranteed. Or you're listening to it on the radio. Or you have a specific song downloaded in whatever log you got. However, as I stated, you're not playing it at a family function. That's when you cruising along in your car and you go, oh, Sweat, yo, I want to hear If I Get Locked Up. Because the beat is sick on that. But when you look at the views, to say Sharon is a URL smack killer, that's a joke. Because his views don't equate to that. As opposed to K-Shine, Goods, Clips. Adi Boom got more million views. And even with heavy hitters up against Big K, Sharon. I think Sharon is the only one that has 1 million views, besides Pat Stay. So, come on. Let's get serious here. Let's knock it off. Because how many people knowing Alpo as a murderer he is going to walk up on Alpo and say, nigga, use a bill, and how many going to do that? Honestly. Knowing that he killed this one, he was down on this one. Because they still scared because they know he'll still murder a nigga. And then snitch on somebody to get 10 years, yeah. Yeah. So, come on. You got dudes running around right now busting their guns. Telling. My thing is this, though. When do we start dealing with our own a certain way? And stop letting others manipulate us against our own? We'll deal with that on our terms. Big K don't dictate how we deal with Adi Boom. Just like how was the black community so quick to just throw Bill Cosby to the dogs? How were we so quick to just turn on our folks? Regardless to what? Because the system is set up a way to keep us under pressure. They got our foot. They got our necks under their foot at all times. When do we start to deal with our own, how we choose to deal with our own? And let no one else set the tone on how we deal with our own. And for the so-called gangsters, if you really gangster and you smart, me knowing my record is crazy, like I stated. Why should I put my man in a situation to get just as much time as me when I know he has an opportunity to go home? So you tell me what's gangster. That's gangster. Me forcing somebody else to get 30 years with me ain't gangster. That ain't gangster. That's some clown stuff if you really sit back and think about it. Some clown stuff. Because all in all, when do we start using our minds in a more constructive way? You got the league set up to where now I can help my brothers come away from that lifestyle through a creative, artistic view, putting words together and making it sound good. And now because we get caught up in the stereotype, we throwing back out there to the wolves. What do you got left now? What do you got left now? He's a convicted felon. He has an opportunity to make some all right money to take care of his family, but because he got caught up in a situation We take all of his artistic work. We take all of his artistic work from him because of a situation. I'm just saying, everybody that's in there battling, spitting that gangster shit, ain't as tough as that gangster shit they spitting, man. No, not many of them. Geechee Gotti said it best. Half of you dudes wouldn't be talking to no real gangbangers the way you do if not for battle rap. And hardcore gangsters ain't going to do that. They not going to do that battle rap. Hardcore gangsters not going to be in battle rap. So ain't no hardcore gangster in battle rap because you're not going to stand in front of a hardcore nigga talking as crazy as you dudes be talking and not get snuffed. Because a real hardcore gangster, real nigga, every event will be turned upside down. Every event. As soon as you jump in that man's face like that, that event is done. It's over. Because he's popping. So come on, let's knock it off. All you bloggers, Vodafly, all y'all. Only one that sits there and I really say on the comedic side that kind of gives it up on a real and look at it realistically is that Cat Battle Truth. But the rest of y'all ain't keeping it 100. Y'all ain't keeping it a grand. Because if you kept it a grand, you know, like I know, a real G, a real gangster ain't gonna stand there for 2 minutes and let nobody scream in their face like that without ending that whole event. Because you're gonna snuff 2, 3 of them niggas standing there. Just keeping it a grand. So ain't no real gangsters in battle rap. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Let that man Boom get his little money, man, and spit them same corny ass bars everybody else is spitting. Because ain't nobody killing nothing. The niggas is talking it, but ain't nobody killing nothing. Sounds good. But let them kill all they want in their bars, man. As long as they ain't out there killing each other. Let them kill each other in bars, man. You ain't really burying nobody. So let the bars continue. Keep the angles going. Adi, don't hide. You went through some shit. It happened. It happened. Don't hide from it. It happened. Happened. It ain't gonna go away. It happened. It's there. It happened. Don't let it just destroy everything artistic about you. Don't let the creative you die. Because you're good with putting words together. Don't let the creative you die. Because we all go through something. We all go through something. And everybody's had an embarrassing moment in their life. Everybody's had an embarrassing moment in their life. Everybody has at least one embarrassing moment in their life. Everybody. So come on. Come on. Stop throwing hours to the wolves, man. When are we gonna start standing up for ours? When are we gonna start standing up for our people, man? When are we still really truly gonna start standing up for our people, man? Let's deal with it. Let's keep creating things that's gonna keep them out of the street and getting caught up in those kind of situations. Let's keep creating things that's going to keep them from going to the street and getting caught up in them situations. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how each one teach one to stop living up to the stereotype. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do we keep battle rap and creative. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why, in fact, me being a smart man, trying to go to trial on a case that we got caught damn near dead to right on. How smart is that? Let's talk about that then. But I say let's talk about keeping our community strong and dealing with our way. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do we keep ourselves from getting in situations where I gotta tell on my brother. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do we build together and teach the kids better that they don't get caught up in that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do we keep it competitive at the same time keeping us fed without letting the others in. We don't have to exactly let them in. We can let them in to help. We can let them in to help, but not take over. Because that's the end result. They want to take over everything we start. Look at the world. Look at the world. And that's because we handed it over. I'm just saying, when do we start to deal with our way and stop letting others dictate how we deal with ours? Eventually it has to go away. And like I said, Joe, and like the truth be told, a lot of them dudes running around right now shooting and all that and gun busting and all that, they telling. They telling. Because I know coming up, there was no way I was getting caught 100 different times for shit and winding up back on the street. Like I said, I always went to jail anytime I didn't get away with nothing. But I see now, dudes is right back. How is that possible? They telling. That's obvious to a duck. But they come home and tell you anything. Oh, nah, I got around it because this, that, and the thing. No, you got around because you told on somebody. That's what happened. Because ain't no way you should be home. I know better. Come on. Everybody's telling now. Everybody. Nobody's really holding water no more, truth be told. And honestly, in battle rap, a lot of them dudes is not what they appear to be, what they say. A lot of them are not. Now, to say, are they all suckers? No, I can't say that. Are they going to defend themselves? Yeah, most likely, yeah. But a lot of them are not. You seen it just recently. Tay-Rock got robbed, but he's the main one. Oh, why my gun just keep cutting and that. But you let dudes take your chains. Debo. Then they snapped it in half because it was garbage. Now I see why you wouldn't let Loaded Hollows with that diamond tester touch your chains. Because it was garbage. It was garbage. And then you had the nerve to laugh at the Goonies. And you was running around with all that metal on your neck too. All that yellow metal on your neck too. With them plastic baubles that's supposed to be diamonds on you. Come on, you serious? But that's what they say is gangster. Being dishonest about being dishonest. That's the truth. I can be honest about being dishonest. That's the truth. Hey, but holla at your boy.